Hi, welcome to Khaniji Care. Today we are going to discuss about Adam Smith theory of economic development. Adam Smith is known as father of economics. We get ideas about economic development from his well-known book, that is An Inquiry into the Nature and Cause of Wealth of Nations, popularly known as The Wealth of Nations, was published in 1776. This book has tremendously influenced the thinking and economic growth and development. We will briefly explain his ideas about economic development in this video and about policy of laissez-faire, that is non-intervention of government in economic activities of individuals. He advocated free trade among the nations of the world and urged that all restrictions on foreign trade should be removed to promote international specialization so as to increase the income of the nation. And he laid more importance on some aspects or his crucial aspects of it, that is division of labor, capital accumulation, etc. We will explain below these factors in detail. Before going to discuss these factors in detail, we must know the history of Adam Smith. Now we have to look in the historical background of Adam Smith, his professional life, etc. Adam Smith was born at Kilkenny on the east coast of Scotland in 1723. He was educated at his local school, then Glasgow University 1737-40, where he studied under Francis Hutcheson and Balliol College, Oxford from 1740 to 46. 2 years after returns to Scotland, Smith moved to Edinburgh, where he delivered lectures on rhetoric, which did much to establish his early reputation. In 1751, he was appointed as professor of logic at Glasgow, but he was translated to Hudson's Old Chair of Moral Philosophy in 1752. He held this appointment until 1764. During this period, 1752 to 1764, he published the Theory of Moral Sentiments. In 1764, Smith resigned his professorship to become the tutor to the young Duke of Buccleuch. This office took him to France, where he travelled extensively and met many of the leading thinkers of that day. Among them, famous thinker of that time was Voltaire, Quesnay, Turgot, and Helvetius. Smith collected ideas from different thinkers, and he continued to write The Wealth of Nations in France and furthered his research after his return to Britain in 1776. The book was published in 1776, the same year as the American Declaration of Independence. In 1778, Smith was appointed as Commissioner of Customs based in Edinburgh. Died in 1790. Until his death, he resided in Edinburgh. He was elected Lord Rector of Glasgow University in 1787, succeeding his friend Edmund Burke. Now we shall move to discuss Smith's theory of economic development. Adam Smith theory of development. Adam Smith, who is popular as the father of economics and the foremost classical economist, he can be regarded as the first development economist, being a father of economics, and he is regarded as the first development economist. Smith's monumental work, that is The Wealth of Nations, was a pioneer attempt to understand the process of economic progress in general and causes of capitalistic development in particular. The main points of theory we shall discuss one by one, that is capital accumulation, production function, agents of economic growth, natural law, laissez-faire policy, free trade, business cycles, etc. Adam Smith considered as the father of economics. The first point of the theory of development, Adam Smith recognized the importance of capital accumulation. Accumulation of capital is the central point around which Adam Smith's theory of economic development revolves. As a means of economic development, Adam Smith gave important place to saving and accumulation of capital. Saving and accumulation of capital is very important according to Adam Smith. The problem before the classical economist was how to increase the wealth of a country. The increase in wealth was considered as an index of a country's prosperity. According to Adam Smith, the only way to increase wealth is to produce more. To produce more, which requires huge capital accumulation. For this purpose, we must produce more capital. To produce more capital, we must save more. If you want to increase more capital, we have to save more. To save more, Adam Smith proposed a formula, that is the parsimony. Adam Smith stressed the role of parsimony. The parsimony formed the basis of capital accumulation. Parsimony means extreme unwillingness to spend money or use of resources. It means people have to spend less money on consumption of goods and services. To acquire more, we have to spend less of enjoyment for the sake of future wants and enjoyments. Here we have to understand the importance of capital accumulation. Any increase in capital stock in a country generally leads to more than proportionate increase in output on account of continually growing division of labor. It is the very important function, that is increase in capital stock in a country leads to more than proportionate increase in output on account of continually growing division of labor. Capital accumulation increases the production and helps in the division of labor. The production and sources of more capital is the integral part of a capitalistic development of an economy. The capital accumulation is the central point of Adam Smith's theory of economic development. Adam Smith recognized the three factors of production, that is land, labor and capital. These are the three important factors of production according to Adam Smith. Here we can use the formula of the production function, that is the y is equal to f of k, l and n, where the k refers to stock of capital, l refers to labor force, n refers to land. He emphasized labor as an important factor of production along with other factors and observed the annual labor of nation is the fund which originally supplies it with all necessaries and convenience of life which it annually consumes and which consists always either in immediate produce from other nations. Since the growth is the function of capital, land and labor and technology, here land being the passive element is least important. Adam Smith regarded labor as father and land as mother. Here we can see the importance of labor force and land. Adam Smith gave more importance to the labor force. According to Adam Smith, land is the only instrument which enables him to earn the wages of his labor and to make profit of his staff. Smith also recognized the importance of technology or technological development for improvement in productivity, and which is possible only if sufficient capital is available. The next one, agents of economic growth. According to Adam Smith, the farmers, producers and businessmen are the significant agents of economic growth. He considered that the free trade and open market competition had led farmers, producers and businessmen to expand their market both domestic and international. The free trade or laissez-faire policy and free trade and open market leads to expand the market in domestic level and international level, which leads to the prosperity of the country and it leads to the prosperity of farmers, producers and businessmen. The expansion of the market in turn and enhance the economic development so rapidly. According to Adam Smith, agriculture and industry along with commerce were fully complemented to each other. The agricultural surplus as a result of economic development enhances the demand for goods and services. On the other hand, leads to rise in commercial progress and manufacturing industries on the other hand. These three will lead to the advancement in industry and commerce will lead to increase in agriculture production through the utilization of advanced technique of production which come from the industrial advancement. In this way, capital accumulation and economic development take place due to emergence of farmers, producers and businessmen. A very important combination made by Adam Smith to analysis of the factors that bring about expansion of output in the division of labor. His treatment of this aspect of production is a classic one. The rate of economic growth is determined by the size of productive labor and productivity of labor. Here the productivity of labor depends upon technological progress of a country and which in turn depends upon the division of labor. If a country achieved in the progress of technology and division of labor, it will obviously achieve the economic growth. Adam Smith laid importance on division of labor and technological progress, and he simultaneously gives more important on the capital accumulation. Here the Adam Smith gives more important on division of labor. This division of labor becomes the true dynamic force in Adam Smith theory of growth. The division of labor, according to Adam Smith concentrated upon the social division of labor, which emphasized the cooperation of all for satisfaction of the desires of each. Here we can see the greatest improvement in the productive powers of labor and the greater part of the skill, dexterity and judgment with which it is anywhere directed or applied seem to have been the effect of the division of labor. It is the process by which different type of labor which produce goods to satisfy the individual needs of their producers are transformed into social labor which produces goods for exchanging them for other goods. Adam Smith, in his book The Wealth of Nations, pointed out three benefits of division of labor, that is the dexterity, saving time required to produce commodity. I mean the first one, that is the dexterity, increase of dexterity of workers, saving time required to produce commodity, and invention of better machines and equipment. In these three benefits of division of labor, the third one, the invention of better machines and equipment, is important. This implies that invention is the result of workers' intelligence. But Adam Smith wrote that workers become as stupid and ignorant. It is possible for human creature to become as a result of division of labor. Adam Smith taken notice of the trade of the pin maker to explain the division of labor. He divided the work into a number of branches. To make a pin, one man draws out the wire, another ties it, a third cuts it, and a fourth person points it, a fifth person grinds it at the top for receiving the head. To make the head require the three distinct operations. To put it on is a peculiar business. To whiten the pins is another. It is even a trade by itself to put them into the paper, and the important business of making a pin is in this manner divided into about 18 distinct operations, which is Adam Smith considered as the division of labor. This is the example of division of labor which performed manufacturers. This is the example of division of labor, that is the social division of labor, which will improve the production and productivity of the industry. Adam Smith theory is based on the principles of the laissez-faire, which requires that states should not intervene or states should not impose any restriction on freedom of individuals. So all business should let free. The theory of economic development is based on the pillars of savings, division of labor, and wide extent of market. Here in this theory of economic development of Adam Smith, the capital accumulation is the starting point of the theory. Adam Smith believed that there is a set of rules or rights of justice and perhaps even of morality in general, which are or may be known by all men by hollow either or reason or of a moral sense, and which possesses an authority superior to that of such commands of human sovereigns and such customary legal and moral regulation as may contravene them. The policy of a laissez-faire allows the producers to produce as much they like, earn as much as they can, and save as much they like. Here, the complete freedom to the producers and businessmen is given by Adam Smith to produce, to earn, to save as much as they like. Adam Smith believed that it is safe to leave the economy to propelled, regulated and controlled by the invisible hand. Here the invisible hands means the market forces, the forces of competition motivated by self-interest by allowed to play their part in minimizing the volume of saving for development. Adam Smith advocated the philosophy of free and independent actions, that is the laissez-faire policy. It's mean the invisible hand should operate in the market to carry the business, and freedom of action is important. Adam Smith believed in free and independent action. Here the freedom of action brings out the best of an individual which necessary, which increases society's wealth and individual's desire to earn income in the manner he liked best. According to Adam Smith, the operation of natural law was superior to the law of state. According to Adam Smith, states should not intervene in the economic activities. The statutory law or man-made law can never be perfect. Only the natural law is perfect and beneficial for the society. Man should respect nature's law because nature law is just and moral. Nature teaches man the lesson of morality and honesty. This teaching of nature, that is the morality and honesty, exercise favorable effects on economic growth or economic progress of